Well, it's really easy. First of all, heat the pan and chop up the onions and put them in. Put in the curry powder and cook the powder until it gives off a nice curry smell. Put some spices in and then you add the meat and vegetables. If you're gonna have potatoes and carrots, of course boil them first. Near the end, drain some canned beans and rinse them. Stick them with yogurt because it's supposed to have a delicate taste, and that's it. If you want to start a new project, what do you do? Well, it's a long procedure, but it goes something like this. Well, basically, you come up with the idea and make a proposal. Well, an initial proposal which goes to the section head. In our case, that would be Bridget, yeah. And then it's like goes to the market research and accountants and so on. And from their feedback, you make a second proposal, which again is checked by Bridget and goes to the department head, who makes any final suggestions. And then you make your final proposals, which goes to the president, who again will give feedback or decline or accept it. And then it goes on from there. Do you know anything about lawn bowling? Well, generally older people play it, and basically 2 people can play it. Each player has 6 balls, yeah, which are heavy wooden balls about twice the size of a tennis ball. And one player, it really doesn't matter which one, takes the small ball called the jack. The player rolled the jack along the bowling course, and where it stops is the target. The players roll their balls and try to get them as close to the jack as possible. So the closest to the jack is the winner. How was the movie last night? It was really good. We went to see Scream Queen. It's a horror movie with Neve Campbell and Jamie Lee Curtis in it. It's about this American high school student whose friends are all being murdered by this killer in a clown suit. She thinks the killer is her old kindergarten teacher and tries to prove it to the police. But everyone thinks that she's the killer. It's really quite funny. Well, she fell in love with her best friend's boyfriend. In the end, they are trapped in this old house with the killer, and they have to escape. It's really scary. You should go and see it. I read a really interesting magazine article this morning. Really? Yes, it was all about the link between food and disease. Apparently, if you eat vegetables such as broccoli or cauliflower, it can prevent you from getting serious disease such as cancer. Not only that, but drinking red wine is also good for you. So the fact is that we should eat more vegetables, nuts, and that kind of things instead of fatty foods. Talking of food, are you hungry? Yeah, you want a salad? What do you do, Andy? I work in personnel, or should I say human resource department of an electronics company named Sci-Tech in Boston. My main role there is recruiting new staff, and I really like that side of my job because I get to meet a lot of people. But on the other hand, I occasionally have to fire people, which I hate. People naturally can get upset and angry when that happens. More than that, they often blame me personally. Occasionally, the job can be stressful, but most of the time, there's a good atmosphere in the office. I have to do a lot of overtime, but apart from that, I'd say it's a pretty good job overall. You look very tanned. Been away somewhere? I've just had 2 weeks in Thailand actually. 2 weeks in Thailand actually. Wow, lucky guy, whereabouts? First of all, to begin with, I went to Koh Samui for a week, and from there I went to Bangkok. The beaches at Koh Samui are beautiful. The sea is so clear, it's as if we are swimming in a huge tropical fish tank. I have to admit, I found it stressful though, because everyone's trying to sell you something. But following that, I went to Bangkok, which was fascinating. The best thing about Thailand is the food. I definitely recommend going, even though towards the end I was getting a bit homesick. Did I ever tell you about the time when my wife and I got stuck on a mountain in Poland? No, why? What happened? Well, it was New Year's Eve. We were staying in this ski resort called Zakopane. To cut a long story short, we hiked up this mountain with a group of other people, and we decided to have a dinner at the top. You know, we thought this is a perfect way to end the year. But anyway, it turns out that everyone else is staying in the restaurant, so basically, we found ourselves climbing down the mountain on freezing cold in the pitch dark on New Year's Eve. No way, that reminds me of the time when... You know something? I've just had the worst day. Why? What happened? Well, it all started this morning. I'm going to meet Jack and Diane at 10 o'clock, and I was late, which meant we missed the beginning of the movie. I apologize, but afterwards Jack tells me I've ruined everything. I couldn't believe it. He's such a hypocrite. He's always late, and at the same time with Diane, she says I should organize my life better. So I tell her to shut up, and then Jack ignored me all afternoon. Didn't even say a single word. I know they've been stressed a lot recently, but there's no reason to take it out on me. That's terrible, you poor thing. Worst getting me down. My manager is so disorganized that we end up doing everything. Not only is he lazy, but also we often work weekends due to bad decisions. Bad decisions in what way? Well, it seems as if he suddenly realizes something needs to be done, and then he sets ridiculous deadlines. No way. Have you ever considered talking to him? Yes, he makes false promises but nothing changes. Well, perhaps you might try talking to your manager's boss. I can't imagine that talking would work in my company. I suppose you could think about changing your job. If I were in your position, I might think about doing that.